Some WWE fans don't know how to keep their hands to themselves. In today's video, we're going to take a look at 10 fans who inappropriately touched WWE wrestlers, and with number 10, we have Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss is the first name to be featured on this list. In 2017, Bliss and Nia Jax were good friends with each other, and they were even seen on TV working together for a short period of time. At a house show event in that year, Bliss and Jax worked a match together, and after the match ended, Nia Jax carried Alexa Bliss to the backstage area as she was selling her injuries sustained during the match. A kid in the front row saw this as a perfect opportunity to strike, and he slapped her butt. Nia Jax looked confused and then shortly after angry, yelling at the fan in attendance. Alexa Bliss then asked Nia Jax if that was her, and Nia Jax obviously said no. She clearly did not want to hear that answer, but that didn't stop her from selling. They continued to walk to the backstage area. It was extremely disrespectful, and you should not touch a woman like that. Number 9, AJ Styles. Before joining WWE, AJ Styles spent his career in many wrestling promotions across the world. And one of these promotions, a fan inappropriately touched the Phenomenal One. The company was Ring of Honor, and this happened during a match with Adam Cole. When you have those two wrestlers that are that great in the ring, you're destined to have a phenomenal match, and these two delivered. The fans looked like they enjoyed it, and because of this, AJ Styles embraced some fans after winning the bouts. One fan in particular did the unthinkable. He tried laying a kiss on AJ Styles, and this did not make AJ Styles happy at all. In fact, he got away from him as soon as he tried pulling that and walked away from the fans. It's safe to say, don't try to kiss random people that don't want to be kissed. Number 8, Natalya. Natalya is a legend in this business. She's been a part of the WWE for 14 years now. In such a long career, there was a moment when a fan inappropriately touched her. It happened to be another kid in this case. On an episode of SmackDown, she made her entrance and leaned against the barricade to get a shot with a bunch of fans for the camera. The boy was excited and wanted to touch her, and his hand happened to touch her left breast. If you look closely, it looks like it was a total accident. However, it also kind of looks like he tried to squeeze her a little bit. I don't know if it was intentional or not, but Natalya didn't seem too bothered by it. She gave the kid a high five right after as she kept making her way down into the ring. Regardless if this was an accident or not, it's still incredibly inappropriate. Number 7, Randy Orton. In the early days of his career, Randy Orton was playing a cocky boy character, and being the ladies' man he would kiss girls on screen. Stacy Keibler is the perfect example. These two were seen making out on TV several times before Randy Orton dropped her after hitting an RKO. Anyways, with that being said, some fans who watched WWE fell in love with Randy Orton, and at a live event, a woman in the audience took the opportunity to show just how much she wanted Randy Orton. The lady literally licked his chest. Randy Orton didn't stop her or nothing, but it was extremely unprofessional and also, like I said, inappropriate. Some people have way too much confidence, and I wonder what that woman is up to nowadays. Number 6, Sasha Banks. Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks had one of the best women feuds in the last 5 years. When Banks came back with the blue and went after the Raw Women's Champion, it led to some really good match. Who could forget about the iconic Hell in a Cell match these two ladies had? It's one of my favorite matches of their feud. Anyways, before that match, the two ladies had a singles match at Clash of Champions for the title, and at one point in the match, they fought into the crowd, and while they were making their way back into the ring, Becky Lynch threw Sasha over the barricade. And when this happened, a man in the crowd attempted to slap Sasha's behind. To be honest, it looked like he might have even skimmed it a little bit, but after pretty much failing to connect, he just stopped and didn't try again. The strangest thing about the situation is that WWE didn't even kick him out. However, a few days later, WWE announced an investigation along with a lifelong ban for the fan. Sasha Banks even said that she was going to sue, but we don't have any information on that situation. Like I said, this was weird and it was inappropriate, and don't do it if you are a fan in attendance. Number 5, Nikki Bella. On an episode of WWE Superstars, Nikki Bella was making her entrance, and one fan wanted more than just a high five. As she was walking down the ramp, he pulled her in for a hug and then even kissed her. It's important to note that the fan does have special needs, so Nikki Bella played it off without making a big scene. As she walked away, she just simply used her hand to fan herself, indicating that it was getting hot. Whether or not she felt uncomfortable, Nikki Bella did a great job at handling the situation. She's one of the most professional people to step foot inside this business. Number 4, Roman Reigns. When Roman Reigns first joined WWE, he was a part of the faction known as The Shield alongside with Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. The group was known for their legendary entrance. They would come out from the crowd with the camera shaking around looking for them, and it was a cool part of their gimmick, and it worked really well. After Seth Rollins destroyed the group in 2014, Roman Reigns would continue to come out of the crowd like that. However, that didn't last too long. Roman Reigns had to stop because of the harassment from the fans. They would inappropriately touch him on several occasions. Fans would grab him in different areas of his body that should not be touched. Roman Reigns eventually stopped coming out of the crowd because of all of these things that would happen to him. Number 3, Becky Lynch. WWE has meet and greets for fans to interact with their favorite superstars. You have a chance to have some conversations and take some pictures. It's usually a good time, however, sometimes it's not. Sometimes fans can get a little weird, and there's no better example than this than the one time with Becky Lynch when a fan held Becky Lynch in a really awkward position. You can even notice that Becky does not look comfortable whatsoever as she's clenching her hands and attempting to put on the fakest smile in the world that I've ever seen. This is why some wrestlers like Sasha Banks force their fans to stay a few feet away now. One person can really ruin it for everyone. Be aware and do not push people's boundaries. Number 2, Scarlett. Although Scarlett is now Karrion Kross's manager, there was a time in the past where she was a professional wrestler and spent a lot of time in that ring. And she was really good at it too. Unfortunately, there was an incident with a fan that got too touchy. After performing a crossbody from the turnbuckle onto a couple opponents outside the ring, a fan grabbed her arms and pulled her closer to him, and then he held onto her in one of the cringiest ways I've ever seen. It was actually pretty disgusting. You should not be doing any of this nonsense whatsoever, and because of the adrenaline though, Scarlett wasn't even focused on what was happening at the time, but she did later address it and was very upset about it, rightfully so. Number 1, Triple H. In 2003, Kane and Triple H were involved in one of the most bizarre feuds we've seen in WWE. In this rivalry, Kane removed his mask because he lost a match, and it was such a great reveal in my opinion, but that wasn't the only iconic thing we got from this feud. We also got that notorious segment with Katie Vick. I will never forget that scene where Triple H jumped into the casket with Katie Vick and did some things that I can't even say on YouTube. It will forever be engraved in my memory. Anyways, during a match between Kane and Triple H, a woman actually touched Hunter's butt and even tried to get in a couple of squeezes in there as well. It's safe to say that she should not have done that, and it was inappropriate. Anyways, that is it for the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video.